Welcome everyone to Behind the Tracks. I'm Alfonso.
And I'm Pepe.
And this is the second edition of Pop Meets Rap, where Pepe and I recommend each other iconic albums of different genres. In my case, I recommend him pop and indie albums, and he recommends me cool hip-hop albums. So today, it's time for Pepe to react to Melodrama by Lorde, one of my favorite albums. So, Pepe, what's your relationship with pop music?
I loved listening to Bruno Mars, for example. He's one of my favorite kind of artists in pop. I love listening to those typical white girl music songs like by Katy Perry and stuff.
Really?
Or Maroon 5 or something.
More like the early 2010s, I'm getting?
Yeah, true. Early 2010s.
This is one of the alternative pop albums of the late 2010s. What was your general impression? What can you tell us about it?
So, first of all, I actually didn't know Lorde from like some of her songs I've heard on the radio or on TikTok.
And we'll never be royal.
But I actually didn't know this album before, and I generally felt a great vibe while listening to it. It was not what I expected. It was actually better than I expected it to be.
Nice.
So you picked a great album for me. As I know, it's a breakup album from her ex-boyfriend. Like in most pop albums, the album has a contrast of partying, being happy, dancing, dance music, but also heartbreak, sadness, and the depth of a relationship basically. So it had both sides.
I think the first time I watched one of these TikToks, like me listening to this album on shuffle, and it's like dancing and crying. I think it was for Melodrama.
Yeah, the opener, Green Light, kind of sets the framing of the album as it starts with slow piano music, kind of confession about something she has to tell her ex, kind of like. And then the dance music and the drums and everything kicks in.
Actually, do you know Max Martin?
No.
He's like the greatest pop songwriter of the 2000s. Yeah, Britney Spears, Katy Perry. And he said about this song that the structure is technically wrong.
It is?
That's what he said. But Lorde took it as a compliment.
Oh, okay, yeah. And also, when you look at the lyrics and all the stuff, the album, I noticed, is also kind of divided into two parts. It's kind of broken up. The first part is more like she's not directly saying it, she's talking around and she's on parties. And the second part of the album is more like straightforward to it, and she tells what she thinks and her feelings. So it's also kind of a concept album, like Good Kid, Mad City, which I think is cool because I always like it when an album has like a deeper meaning, is not just random tracks thrown into an album.
It's not a playlist.
Yeah, it's not a playlist. It's actually an actual album where you have a listen from top to bottom. She mentions songs and stuff from early in the album, later in the album, so you kind of do have a story in it. The end track, Perfect Places.
Yeah, it's like full circle.
Yeah, it's full. Yeah, that's exactly what words I was looking for.
This green light is like, I'll come get my things, but where am I supposed to go?
Yeah. My overall thoughts are, first of all, the production quality of this album is absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Especially in the song Hard Feelings.
Yes!
Loveless.
I was gonna ask you about it. It's also my favorite production. You know, the first time I listened to this album, I was at home with my big headphones, in 2017, and I had to pause the song and be like, "Oh, why are the neighbors moving the furniture? Wait, they're not."
That's exactly what I thought. It's like it's so eerie and like, whoa, what is happening? And that's what I absolutely loved about the song. Another song I really loved is Rider in Dark. Ooh, deep, very melodic, beautiful singing. Like her voice is actually stunning.
Did my best to exist just for you.
The album, it made me kind of feel things while listening to it, and
Cool.
that's how it's supposed to be, I think, when you're listening to a good album. Something I also want to talk about is she makes a lot of sounds in it. Like she says, like the boom, boom, boom.
Broadcast the boom, 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 and make them all dance to it. Now you know it's really gonna blow.
It gets put in there and you don't expect it, but it works. It's like also, I think in some song was like a gun when you like a reload thing or something.
In perfect
Yeah,
places.
in
yes.
perfect places. Also, the album cover, it looks great. You said something about the artist and her, they met and...
Yeah, it's a painting, and he made 2 versions of it.
He
You can
did?
see them right here.
Yeah, I want to definitely talk about the album cover because it looks very great art.
Something I wanted to ask you, did you find any hip hop on this album?
Hip hop on this album.
Yes.
Oh, I remember. I don't know what song it was on.
Sober to Melodrama.
Yes.
Talk about us, all the lovers, how we kiss and kill each other. Whoa.
That is not only pop, it's like kind of hip hop kicks and drums.
Yes.
That's what I was like. I was listening in the background and am I still on the right album?
It also reminded me when I was listening to Good Kid, Mad City, there's a lot of strings too sometimes. Yeah. There's a point where both albums connect.
True.
Do you have any questions about it?
What's up? Do you know anything from her ex-boyfriend or how?
No, all I know is people's. Every now and then they call him ugly on Twitter.
For real?
Yes, but it was like a 3-year relationship according to Hard Feelings.
She was only 19 years old. Like she was in her late teens. And if I would have to give the whole album and review, like from 1 to 10, I think it's definitely a strong 8.5 for me.
Wow,
Like-
nice.
This album is a really good influence on pop music. It
Right.
sets a great example for later artists on what an album can make with people.
So true, because as I told you, Melodrama is Jack Antonoff's first main project as a producer.
Yeah.
And now he's every day on the radio. You can
Yeah.
hear to Please, Please, Please. You hear Fortnite by Taylor Swift. In 2017, I would just download the instrumentals of these songs on Melodrama, just listen to them and learn all the instruments.
Oh,
It's so
yeah.
cool. It's definitely a pop album, but it pushes the boundaries of production so much.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something else. Oh yeah, I think you're in the perfect age for this album. I was your age when I listened to it.
No.
I don't know your love experiences or anything, but whenever a big breakup happens to you, this is like the album. So yeah, it's kind of emotional that I'm now like 6, 7, 8 years older recommending this album to you. It's cool.
Yeah.
Overall, really, really happy you liked it, and we had very similar opinions on certain aspects.
That's
like
cool.
Hard Feelings. So yeah, glad to know it was a success, and I already have options for next recommendations.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I already thought about some stuff as well for the next
Cool.
recommendation you can listen to.
so yeah, I really hope we continue this series.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining, and enjoy the rest of You Can Still. Bye.
Bye.